If you're working with web applications, it's likely that you've run into JSON Web Tokens, also known as JWTs. They're widely used with APIs and a great solution if you need a token that's flexible and secure. Although, as with most things, only if they're implemented securely. We're going to take a look at what JSON Web Tokens look like and some of the common attacks we can employ against them. After that, I'm going to give you some great free resources to further your study. So let's dive in and take a look at what JWTs actually look like. There are three parts: the header, the payload, and the signature. Each part is encoded with base 64 and separated by a full stop. Now, we can easily decode each piece to see the contents, but there is also a great tool that we can use at JWT.io to do this as well. When we take a closer look, we can see that the header contains some metadata about the token. The payload contains what we call claims, and these are pieces of information that we want to store about the bearer of the token or the person who supplied it. For example, we might want to store their username here. Now the signature contains just that, a signature. Now there are a bunch of different ways to sign a JWT, a JSON Web Token. For example, we can use symmetric encryption with just one secret to sign and verify. Or we can use asymmetric encryption, so we can sign with a private key and then use a public key to verify it. One last thing to note is that when we're transferring JWTs, we send them via the authorization header. So this will look something like authorization : bearer, and then the token value. Before we dive into attacking the tokens, let's take a quick look at what happens when we try to tamper with a signed token. So I'm just going to quickly spin up the web server for the example. So cd dev jwt demo and node server.js. So here I have a small web application that will basically issue and read JSON Web Tokens. So I'm just going to make a request to the server. So curl post to the /login endpoint. And you can see we're providing JSON, and the username is user, and the password is user in this case. And we get back a valid token. If we pass the wrong username and password, we get username and password you provided are invalid. So what I want to do is quickly test this token. So I'm going to access the dashboard by making a GET request to /dashboard, and then I'm going to send the token that was provided previously from the login. And we get welcome to your dashboard user. Now, if I change this token or break it in some way, so I'm just going to quickly remove a character and send this, you'll see that we get JSON Web Token error, invalid signature. So let's take a quicker look. Let's take a closer look at this token in JWT.io. So what I do is I come to jwt.io, paste in the signature, and then you can see that the algorithm type is HS256, and the type is JWT, so this is our header. You can see that in the payload section we have a user ID of user, and we have an issued at time, and this is the timestamp for the token for when it was issued. Often you'll see things like expiry and maybe some user properties and some other things in here as well. And here we have the signature in the last section. Now, if we don't know the secrets, we can sign this with anything like I don't know 123, and you can see that the signature changes. So what I actually want to do is instead of being the user, I want to be the admin. So I'm just going to update this token, copy it, come back to here. Let me just clear this so you can see a little bit better. And then I'm going to paste this token in. So if the signature is not verified, then this should just return a message saying, hey, welcome to your dashboard admin, as it did with the user. But unfortunately, it seems like we actually have an invalid signature. So we need to know the secret before we can sign this. So I know that the secret used for this application is actually secret123. And if I just do head-n, it's probably within the top 5 lines of server.js, you can see that we have const secret, secret123. So obviously, usually we wouldn't have access to this, but just so you can see how it works, if I come back in here and I change the signature so that it's signed with secret123, and then I copy this and I send the same request, but with the updated token, we get welcome to your dashboard admin. So you can see how the signature prevents tampering, but of course, if you sign it with a weak secret, then potentially your token can be forged, or we can create new tokens as we please and sign them. What we're going to do is in the next video, we'll look at how we can actually attack the token to try and extract a weak secret. And then we'll have a look at some other attacks after that in the following video. So I'll see you there.